Good morning, students. Today we are going to learn Social Science Chapter 3 Movement Towards a New World. In Chapter 2, we discussed about First World War and the factors and the causes which was responsible for First World War. Now moving ahead in this chapter, we are going to learn about Second World War. See the effect of the First World War which made people very poor economically, and the people lost their trust in democracy. See, now in this chapter we'll learn all the factors that were responsible for Second World War. Now let us start with the chapter. Global trend between the two world wars. See, after the First World War, people became economically poor. See, when the First World War was there, after that people became very poor economically, and the immediate governments in power were unsuccessful also. Why? In improving this condition, the people also lost their trust in democracy. Dictatorship began in some countries, and which became a driving force for Second World War. In this way, the Second World War was caused. See, let us study the following series of events in this respect. First of all is fascism in Italy. See, what is fascism? Is a form of government that is ruled by an authoritarian leader, or it's a set of political action. The second is Nazism in Germany. The third is militarism in Japan. And the fourth one is global depressions, that is 1929 to 32. Let us start with first one, fascism in Italy. See, in the First World War, when there was a First World War, Italy was on the side of the winning nation. It was on a winning nation and it fought through those nations. See, it incurred a massive expenditure. See, large amount was being spent, that is $12 billion, and it lost lives of 6 lakh soldiers. See, yet the other winning nation, they took over the choicest territories they took by ignoring Italy, and Italy was very angry and got frustrated with this, and its nationalistic feeling was hurt, for which Italians considered its government responsible and was more than eager to avenge this national humiliations as soon as possible. See what happened in this nationalistic feeling that was being hurt by the Italians, and they considered that government was responsible for it. In order to salvage Italy from such a drive, means to in order to salvage this Italy from serious situation, from the serious situation, Benito Mussolini, he launched the Fascist Party. See who launched that was Benito Mussolini. He launched the Fascist Party, and he adopted a bundle of sticks and eggs. See, that was a symbol of supremacy of Roman emperor. As the symbol of his party, he kept that eggs, a bundle of stick and eggs, as a symbol of his party. Fascism has evolved from the Italian word. See from where this word has been evolved, that is from Italy. It is an Italian word, fascismo or fascism, which means what it means, the absolute control of the state on all the things. See, it had all the control on the state and all the things. Mussolini's maxims was one party, one leader. See what was Mussolini's maxim? What that? One party, one leader. And he gave military training to his party volunteers. See, he gave military training also, and who wore black uniform. See, after coming to the power, when they got the power, Mussolini, they captured Rhodes and Dodanius island from Turkey. See, they captured these two islands from Turkey, and he also won Albanias and Fiume port in 1924. See, after this victorious, he was getting the victory by conquering this island in the Turkey, and he also won some ports also he won. And after this victorious, he got Mussolini snapped all the ties with the League of Nations. See, then he tied with the League of Nations and joined, whom they joined the Rome, Berlin, Tokyo's. See, they joined Rome, Berlin, Tokyo axis, and thus Italy became responsible for Second World War. See, in this way, the Italy became responsible for Second World War. Nazisms in Germany. So now talking to second point, that is Nazisms of Germany. In Germany, Germany had lost the First World War. See, in the First World War, Germany they had lost, and it was economically ruined. See, Paris peace process has compelled Germany to sign. See what happened. That Paris peace process was they had compelled Germany to sign the Treaty of Versailles, and the Germany they were very angry with all these unjust treaty. And then Adolf Hitler, that he joined National Socialist German Workers' Party in the year 1919, and this party was known as Nazist Party. See, the Nazist philosophy, what they included nationalism and socialism in it. And after the death of German president, who was Hindenburg, after his death, Hitler assumed the post. See what he did, he came on the post and he established the dictatorial rule, and he adopted stern, that was serious manner, and in aggressive policy he has led the German towards a narrow nationalism. In this way he led the German to its narrow nationalism. And German they conquered Hitler as Führer Severer. See, Führer is a tyrannical leader, that is one type of a political title given to Hitler. Nazi soldiers wore black military uniform and stuck a red stripe on their shoulder and wore a symbol of swastika. See what happened, this Nazi soldier were there, now they wore military uniform which was blue color, and it was a red strip was there on their shoulder, and they wore a symbol of, there was a swastic symbol. See, you can see over there a swastic symbol. Hitler's authoritarian and militarist nature became obvious after coming to power, and see in this way the Hitler's authoritarian, see he became militarism and nature power was there, that was coming into the power. And his main aim, what was his main aim? To emergence of Germany as a major power. See, in the name of purification of the German race, his policies were targeted as exterminating. See, when this German was there now, the major Germany was a major power at that time, and in the name of purification, that German race was all the people, his policies, they were all being targeted. And the Jews, that the people, Jews are the people that are ethno-religions group, and the gypsies were there, and the mentally challenged people, they all these policies were targeting them. And by the end of the Second World War, innumerable European Jews lost life, and in this way in the Second World War many European Jews were there, they lost their life, and which is known as Holocaust. See, it was known as Holocaust, that is genocide. See, Hitler's expansionism's military actions against a neighboring country and the policy of exterminating. See, in this way, the Hitler, he was expansioning all the military actions against what the neighboring countries, and the policy of destroying completely the certain group that lead to the Second World War, and became an important reason for the same. See, because of this also it led to a major means this type of Hitler's behavior, that also led to Second World War, and it was also a major reason for Second World War. The third reason was militarism in Japan. See, in the Japan, what was there? There was militarism. See, according to the Treaty of Versailles, that was in the 1919, Japan got the benefit of provisions of China. See, in this way, the Japan got provisions of China, and England and France. See what happened? England and France, they distributed many regions of Germany between them. See, slowly and gradually they started. Japan, they got benefit on China, and England and France, they distributed many region of Germany between them, only England and France. And Japan was quite displeased. In this way, the Japan was displeased with all these things, and in the year 1921 to 22, Washington meet. See, there was a meet of Washington meet. Washington meet. Japan had to agree to have only 35% of English and American naval force. See, in this, what is said, the Japan, they have to agree and have only 35% of English and American naval force in them. See, Japan also had a vacate the island. They have to vacate the island of Sakhalin and Siberia. And the Japanese youth were angry at this, and in this way the Japanese youth, young people, they were angry at this whole thing. And during this time there were elections in Japan, and the elections was held in the Japan, and the parties, they started supporting militarism, and in this way they got the majority power. The military nationalism of Japan adopted the policy of expansionism. See, in this way, the military nationalism was there of Japan. They have adopted this policy of expansionism, and the Japan did not get a permanent place. And in this way, Japan was not getting a place in the League of Nations, and the Western countries could not stop the imperialist activities of Japan. In this way, the Western countries, they were not stopping the League of this nationalism. And see, the Western countries could not stop the imperialist activities. They could not stop, and the Japan captured. In this way, slowly the Japan started to capture, and it captured Manchuria and established Manchukuo government. See, they have captured Manchuria, and they established their which government? That Manchukuo government in the year 1932. And also it captured Korea. See, they also captured with others Korea, Mongolia, Shantung, and some provisions of China. See, it improved its relationship with Germany and Italy, and let loose its string of imperialism. See, after what happened after this, the Emperor Meiji was there, the Emperor Hirohito, that in the year 1936, they also encouraged these activities. In this way, they encouraged the activities of Japan, and thus Japan snapped all its tie. Then they snapped the tie, Japan tie with the League of Nations in the year 1933. And the next one was global depression, that was in the year 1929 to 32. See, the head of most of the European nations, see, the head who was of all the most important European nation, that had the belief what, with the end of First World War, that when there was the end of First World War, even the post-war problems of the world will come to an end. And they thought that even that all the problems of the world will come to an end after First War. But this proved wrong. But this was not correctly formed, and it proved their wrong decisions. Suddenly a large number of shares began to be sold in the, see, in this way what happened, a large number of shares, they started begin to be sold where, in the Wall Street, that is a stock market. And this causing, they said, in this way it started causing the stock market to crumple, and it was being crumpled, and this was called as the Wall Street crisis. See, in this way, it was called as Wall Street crisis by the critics. That was on 24th October 1929, and this crisis shook the whole world and shattered the economic condition of the nation. See, because of this Wall Street, that stock market that was being crumpled, and it has shook whole this world, and it shattered the economic condition. In this way, the economic condition of the nation was being shattered, and it gave birth to the great global depression. In this way, it gave birth to a great global depression. See, most of the nation of the world, they were affected by this also. Even a superpower, most powerful one, the superpower who are holding, like Great Britain, had to sacrifice, they also had to sacrifice its policy of keeping gold reserve against its currency pound was there, and this affected the other nation of the world and international trade and industry. See, this all thing has affected the nation of the world and international trade also and industry also. Prosperous nation like America also had to impose strict measure. See, in this way, the prosperous country, the nation was there, which was like America, that also has to impose strict measures. See, global trade was reduced to half. It was being reduced to half, and the World War II started getting it online. See, in this way, it started getting its outlines. In this way, it was getting outlines. Hope you all have understood till here.